Hello and welcome to Best Left Forgotten, Stuff We've Forgotten, Lost and Found, a one-shot series. My name is Miriam Feats and I will be your game master.
My name is Nathan Quadrio and I play Bass Falk.
My name is Jess Wolfendale and I play Charlie Robinson.
Mystery is afoot in the small town of Forest View. Our young heroes are caught in the middle of a gripping intrigue. Who is trying to capture Bigfoot? On their bikes and hot on the trail, Charlie and Bas bought the Sasquatch a sandwich, broke into a souvenir store, and finally found the photos taken of their large-footed friend. However, while rifling through the back office of Muriel's magnificent souvenirs, the kids were interrupted and almost caught by two men in suits looking for the very same photos they had just found. With the help of an extremely old sandwich, Bas and Charlie made a quick escape. But not before they learned something troubling. The men didn't need the evidence anymore because they already had the real thing. Let's jump right in. Charlie and Bas, you have just escaped the souvenir store, climbed over the back fence, and are running down the back streets of Forest View.
All
Where
right.
are you going? Yes!
This is the energy today.
Oh, yeah, baby! This'll work.
Great time to wrap up.
Groovy.
Where are we going to go? I mean, your dad's back at your house and that's not really...
We can't go there. Should we check if he's there or not? Like, do you think they've actually got him? I don't know why I'm asking you. You're a child.
Well, I'm sorry that you're so grown up, little girl.
I'm 14 years old. I'm an adult. I'm gonna get on my bike and I'm gonna try to go back around in a slightly roundabout way to try to catch where before they leave in their car.
Oh, okay.
I want to try follow them.
Sure. Are you trying to do that sneakily?
Yes.
Okay.
As you're trying to be sneaky, I'm running behind you going, Charlie, where are we going? What are we doing? Charlie, what?
Shh. We're gonna follow them. Gosh.
Follow who?
Who do you think?
Oh, okay.
The Men in Black. Wait, is that out yet?
I don't think it is.
Wait, write that down for one of your little movies.
Oh, yeah. I think Will Smith would be really good in that.
Who's that?
Fresh Prince, Mike, what are you doing?
They're going to say some guy in our class.
So if you're trying to be sneaky, I'm going to need a flight roll. Mm-hmm. They know that you're around, so I am going to say...
But we run away. They would never accept us to come back.
I am going to say this is going to be difficulty 13.
I would like to stop Charlie, and what I would like to do is to like pedal harder and faster and just like body sideswipe slam her onto the ground because she just said, I'm the adult. And it's like, okay, no. They're the adults.
Yeah.
This is not, we can't do this.
Okay. This is going to be a contested flight check to see if Charlie outspeeds you at this moment in time. Oh, no.
That's a 2.
A 2.
From Bass.
It's a 9 from
A
Charlie.
9 from Charlie. All right, Bass, take an adversity token.
Yeah.
You go to ride after Charlie and she is so convicted in doing this. She's feeling hurt after you've been questioning her authority. She's feeling hurt because she got stuck behind a door during the most interesting thing that has happened so far. And she pedals away. And I think there's a moment where you see that you're not going to be able to catch her unless you are also going to be putting yourself in the line of fire, as it were.
Then I'd like to not ditch my bike, but place my bike on the side of the road.
Yep.
And I mean, I can spend 2 adversity tokens to do unassuming, which I feel like would apply in this situation.
Absolutely.
So
Unassuming, like unaccompanied child.
yeah, so I just like to like pull a beanie down, flip up my collar, kind of,
lean against the wall.
pull out a fad.
Yeah. It is sort of sunset now.
Mm-hmm.
Sun is going down. You're sitting in that dusk sort of zone. It's not quite dark, but it's about to be. Mm-hmm. You can still sort of hear kids out in their yards.
Mm-hmm.
You're not super far away from sort of suburban area. It's not out of reality that you would be out and about. So absolutely spend your 2 adversity tokens. And Bas, you are essentially protected from any of the suspicion that might occur in the next few minutes of play.
Yep.
And before Jess takes over, I'd like to prep my camera but remove the flash or however my camera is set up. So like make sure the flash is off so I can take a photo if I need to, but without going, hey y'all.
Absolutely. Smart. You know your way around a camera. Flash gone. You are set up. You are ready for that perfect shot if you need to.
Okay.
Alrighty. Charlie.
Yeah.
Now I need that flight 13.
Booyah, baby. We just got to blow up. It's a 5. Which means even if I spend 2 tokens, I fail by more than 5.
So, Bas, you...
That's always a good start. Oh, so you failed a roll? No. Other character.
Yeah. Bas, you watch as Charlie is pumping the pedals and genuinely pumps the pedals so hard that the momentum of the bike gets away from her. And she starts to skid and the handlebars start to wobble. And you see Charlie, just as she gets to the edge of the main road, tip over and crash and skid across the asphalt, just as a large black sedan pulls up and stops in front of her.
Can I just quickly snap a shot off as she flips over? I think I'm going
That's
to...
blackmail.
I'm going to want that for later.
Absolutely. Yes, you watch Charlie slide across the asphalt. You catch that perfect picture of her mid-air, and you watch as this sedan pulls up, stops, and the front door opens, and 2 men walk out over to Charlie and grab her by the elbows. Charlie,
you don't know me.
what are you doing?
Stranger danger.
Stranger. Actually, that's an excellent idea. You're not my dad. Yeah, I think I start making a fuss. I'm like, hey,
Okay.
these people are not my parental figures.
All right. So are you just making a fuss verbally, or are you also physically resisting?
I think I'm physically resisting at this point.
So we are going to... This is going to be... It is your fight against their brawn, because they are much bigger than you, and they are just holding you. I will warn you, their brawn is their D20.
Okay. My brawn's my D4, so I'm glad I'm not rolling that. 8.
Then you beat them by 1. And Charlie, you manage to wrench your elbows out of their grasp. What are you doing?
I think as I pull back, I'm swinging my backpack over my shoulder, grabbing it just by the straps and trying to swing it across their heads, essentially.
Okay.
And it's got a bear trap in it, so it's pretty heavy.
Yes. Alrighty.
Call back.
This is going to be another contested roll.
Yep.
It's going to be your fight
Yep.
against their flight as they try and dodge what you are doing. They rolled a 7.
I rolled a 7.
You are the one that did the action, so they meet your DC.
Okay, yeah.
And they do dodge your backpack.
Yeah. But it's close, and they're
It's
like,
very
whoa.
close. You swing that backpack right at their heads, and they do have to duck right down. So what that is going to give you is essentially the first move in this initiative for the next action.
Yeah.
What is it that you are doing?
All right. I'm going to be like, what'd you do with Bigfoot, huh?
Oh, you're going to stay?
Yeah, baby. And I'm going to say that, and I'm going to point at them menacingly. And then I'm hoping that they're going to look at each other confused, and then I'm going to run between them towards their car.
Jess, this is the most wild set of choices. I was like, oh, you're going to break out of the grip and you're going to leg it. And you're like, no, I'm going to get in their car.
Let's be clear. I am legging it towards the driver's side door. Nathan's like, yeah, this is on par for Jess.
I need a minute.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm like, it's kind of weird to be on the other side. Like, I'm just like, I can watch this happen.
Yeah.
I don't need to worry about the consequences for a whole campaign.
All right. You are going to make a charm roll.
Yeah, sure.
This is going to be difficulty 15.
Good.
To make them actually stop and listen to you, a child.
Yeah. I only have to blow up twice. This is fine.
Yeah.
It's a 2.
It's a 2. Okay.
Yeah.
That is
seems
a
about right.
failure of more than 5.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah. So what happens now, Charlie, is that you had first gotten grabbed by these guys, broken free. You were still trying to prove a point. And so you stood your ground.
They're going to be able to run faster than me. They're adult men.
They reach out, they grab you again, and this time they get you into the back of the car and shut the door behind you. And as they do, you hear the locks go down.
Not the child locks. My greatest enemy.
And Bas, you watch as these two men get in the front of the car and start to drive away.
Wait. Okay.
Two catastrophic failures.
Yeah,
I can't.
No.
Yeah.
You're so valid.
You've described a lot of things
Yeah.
in which I could have been involved.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna rewind a little bit.
You are welcome to jump in and tell me what you would have been doing at this time.
I'm going to break my unassuming. And I am going to step out with my camera
Yep.
as they put Charlie in the back. And I'm going to go 1 year too early for Hey Arnold. Hey, football head.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and take 2 photos of them and their car and their license plate.
Okay.
And then I'm going to stick my tongue out. And then I'm going to run to my bike.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go, woo!
You hear behind you, one of the guys says, Sal, get the kid.
Sal, oh my God, he's mobbed up. He's mobbed up, man.
Charlie, you are still in the car. The guy who was just about to get in the passenger seat shuts the door instead and runs after Bas.
Yeah.
The other guy who is still in the car starts to drive away with you in the back seat.
Okay. What is in the car that I can see?
Seatbelts.
What in 1990?
And a Tommy gun.
Yeah, pretty much like seatbelts. This is it's very like you. Yeah,
200 seatbelts.
Like
it's a seatbelt salesman.
Has he put on his seatbelt?
Cole highs or lows.
Lows. He's the lowest.
He has put on his seatbelt.
Oh,
These are
Safety
safety
first.
conscious goons, and he has put on his seatbelt. As he starts to drive away, Bas, can you make me a flight check as you run? You've got a good head start, so you've got a +5 to this.
okay, that's a 9.
Okay, that is only a 3. So he runs, and you can hear his footsteps behind you, but you get on your bike and you zip away and you lose him in the back streets.
What time is it?
Where are you going? It's probably hitting like maybe 6:15, getting on 6:30. You're about to lose that last bit of daylight that lingers after the sun goes down.
What's still open? The video store, probably?
Yes, you know the video store is open late. The video store is open until 9. The motel will still be open. The motel's open 24 hours. Police station will still be open. Hospital will still be open. The diner will still be open. Actually, a lot of places will still be open because there's also a gas station. They are definitely still open as
Let
well.
us circle back to the video store.
Okay.
Where all this started, I feel like. I'm going to go there and I'm going to talk to the guy at the store who we spoke to before.
Okay. As you are cycling through the back streets back to the video store, Charlie, the car picks up speed quite quickly.
Oh, okay.
You are you're on the main road right now, so it picks right up to a good sort of like 45, 50 miles an hour.
Okay, so that takes my first option out.
What are you doing?
Oh, boy. I'm smart.
I'm sure.
Jury's out.
Is brains your highest
It
stat?
is.
Yeah, so you're a
I've
smart
never gotten
gal.
a chance to use it, but so I'm in the back.
Yes.
He's driving, so
Yes.
he's going to have his eyes on the road. And he's not going to see what I'm doing back here. Mm-hmm. That's how driving works, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to find the latch that lets me pull down one of the back seats so I can get into the boot.
Yeah. I'm going to say you don't need to like make any roll for that. They are very easy to find in most cars.
Yeah.
So it takes you a couple of seconds. Are you trying to do that sneakily?
Yes.
Then I will need this to be, it's still going to be a flight roll.
Yep.
To just sort of find this sort of quietly. I'm going to say it's reasonably low difficulty. It's difficulty 7 to just do this without alerting him that you're doing something.
Yeah.
You're in close quarters.
7. Ooh.
All right, yeah. You sort of shuffle around a little bit in the back seat. You manage to mask it as just discomfort at having been thrown in here so roughly, and you settle yourself and you are in a perfect line to pull down that latch.
I do so, and I'm going to wiggle myself into the boot.
Okay. I just genuinely don't think there's any kind of flight roll you can make that logically he wouldn't see you doing this.
His eyes are on the road.
He's checking his rear view.
What?
Charlie doesn't know that. If I can't see him.
And also, as somebody who is big into shenanigans, I'm like, why would you put yourself in a more risky position? Like, I know, I'll put myself in the boot where I'll be stuck and I can't get out at all.
I mean, he's literally going to be like, why is she getting into the boot?
Yeah.
It does not matter. Then she'll just be in the boot, I guess.
Absolutely. You pull down the sort of middle section of the car seat and you start to wiggle your way into the boot. As you do, you feel the car pull a right onto one of the side streets. Your head is in the boot, so you don't know which side street it is.
Yep.
And you hear the guy at the driver's seat sort of, I don't know what you're trying to do there, kid, but we're going to be where we're going pretty quick.
Eyes on the road, mister.
Wow. Eyes on the road.
You drive down the side street. You are wriggling your way into the boot.
Oh, this description is taking forever. Oh, my God.
There are a few boxes in this boot that you sort of have to weave
Full
your
of
way in.
seatbelts.
Yeah, full chock-a-block full of seatbelts, baby.
They've got an illegal seatbelt business. Oh my God, they're moving seatbelts.
Hey, man, you want any seatbelts?
Actually, roll me.
Yeah.
Roll me a brains check.
I should be good at that. Oh, 16. I'm a grandmother.
I'm running with this bit. Yes! As you jostle the boxes, something does fall out that looks remarkably seatbelt-like. But as you get closer to it, you see that it is actually a harness of some kind, and that there are multiple of these harnesses, like you would get on an amusement park ride. As you feel the wheels of the car roll onto gravel and slowly pull to a stop, just as you get the last bit of the way into the boot, we jump back to Bas. You cycle down the road, and just as the sky loses that last bit of light, you arrive at the glowing yellow storefront of the video store.
I throw my bike on the ground and I pull open the door. Clinton!
Bas, is everything okay?
No, it's not okay. No, it's not okay. Are there other people in the store?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the time of night where the family's like, I've picked up food from the diner,
Yeah,
we're picking up a
grabbing a
video,
movie.
and we're going home and we're having a night. So there's a couple of families in here. Heads do turn as you run in because you are yelling very loudly. And Clinton, oh my gosh, what's going on? Did Pulp Fiction break? Help me! Do I need to replace the VCR already?
No, and I'd like to kind of lean on the shelf, but accidentally mess up the VCR.
Yeah,
Same one I knocked over earlier.
Five or six VCRs clatter onto the floor.
There's just a new release I'd like to talk to you about in the back privately, just the two of us, VCR business.
Okay.
Thank you. And I'd like to run, and I'm like, I imagine there's one of those little doors that open, and I lift, hits me in the head, and I make my way through.
Yeah. Your absolutely unintentional slapstick routine through the video store does catch the eyes of a few of the customers, but you run into the back. You hear Clinton, I'll be back to help in 5. Just keep perusing the videos. And he walks back into the back room with you. Boxes of sort of old videos, some decently good equipment that that sort of Clinton keeps back here and has shipped in for the AV club, and a little desk and a couple of chairs where they get coffee, and he sort of sits you down and actually just gets you a bottle of water from out the staff fridge and puts it in your hands. Okay, drink this. Breathe, and then tell me what's going on.
The Bigfoot people. But not the Bigfoot people, but the people looking for Bigfoot, and I'd like to pull out the flyer.
Yes,
and slam it down in front of him. They've got Bigfoot. They've got Bigfoot. And we had Bigfoot, but now they have Bigfoot. And Charlie.
Bas, I need you to slow down. You're sounding like Charlie here, and we all know how scary that is.
Charlie's in a black sedan. A black sedan has taken Charlie.
Someone's kidnapped Charlie
in a black sedan, and they say they have Bigfoot. And I don't know, but that movie we watched about the seatbelt salesman.
Yes.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah, that indie movie. Absolutely.
Right. Sick or seatbelt.
What?
Sick or seatbelt?
Yeah, good. I needed that clean. Thank you.
Can you make me...
Can you make a roll to see whether sick or seatbelt was any good?
I will let this be a grit roll.
It's always grit.
Yeah.
12.
12. You're very good friends with Clint. He trusts you.
Mm-hmm.
So he does look very baffled for a minute and then sort of takes in you just continuing to stammer about Charlie and the sedan and Bigfoot. Oh, okay. Have you called the police? I feel like we should call the police if Charlie's been kidnapped. That's pretty big.
Okay, no. See, Clinton, right? So I'm sure that you're having some time believing me. If I call the police and say that the Bigfoot people have her.
Okay, then we won't say it's the Bigfoot people. We say we saw two guys grabbing Charlie and putting her in the back of a car and driving away.
See, now this is why you're the head of the AV club.
And he's going to reach for the phone.
Okay.
And start to dial 911.
Okay. I've got some photos of the people. Okay.
Oh, amazing. Should we just, he hangs up the phone. Let's just go to the police station.
Okay, great.
Surely, if you've got photos, we can just go to the police station and say, let's find her.
You know,
Give me 2 to 3 hours to develop these photos and I will have the phone.
I don't have the time, okay?
Okay. I guess he picks up the phone again. 911.
Okay.
Hello, police. We're my name is Clinton, and so my friend Bas saw two guys grab a girl in our class, Charlie, and put her in the back of a car and drive away. Where was it?
It was in front of Muriel's souvenir store.
In front of
next to the library.
Muriel's Magnificent Souvenirs next to the library in Forest View. We have a police station. I guess you just route it through them. How does 911 work?
I was like, 911 seems like a wild call here.
Someone got kidnapped. You call 911, don't you?
Well, surely we would go to the police station.
We can go to the police station. Should I go to the police station? Okay, thank you. Apparently the police are gonna do something.
Great. Right. Well, I'm glad that we wrapped this up.
Okay, I guess I'll go home.
Do we know if we can still go to the police station.
No, the police will be too slow. No, we need to do something about this, Clinton.
Okay.
Shut down the video store.
I was going to have to do that anyway if we went to the police station.
Surely we can work out where they were going. This one guy was following me. And then there was this the car. They went somewhere, and I saw them go down, and they couldn't have gone very far because they're tracking down Bigfoot.
And Bigfoot's not real though? That's just things that Charlie says. Even Charlie thinks Bigfoot's not real.
Oh, he's been listening.
If Charlie doesn't think Bigfoot's real, then definitely Bigfoot's not real because Charlie believes in anything.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say here. I think that a friend would rather I keep his confidence around Bigfoot's existence.
Keep his confidence about Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you want us to chase down the guy in the car that took Charlie?
Is that crazy? Am I being crazy? Is that silly?
I mean, maybe a little crazy, but if you want to do it, then we'll do it. Because I feel like you're going to do it anyway, and it would be irresponsible of me not to go with you.
But remember, in Sick or Seatbelt, the police were in on it the whole time.
Police use seatbelts.
They're
all about seatbelts.
You don't think we can trust the police?
Now I'm sounding like Charlie, aren't I?
Yes. But also, if there's actually people who are kidnapping children in this town, maybe we should all start sounding a little bit more like Charlie.
I know what the car is. They don't have my photos. I think what we need to do is we need to meet the police there. They're already on their way, I'm sure. The 911
Absolutely.
people.
That's how 911 works.
Yes. Okay, so they're already on their way, so let's go. Because I know which car we're looking. I think that it's got something to do with the amusement park. I think that's probably a good place to start.
All right. I'll kick everyone out. I'll get my bike, and we'll head down there.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to put my hand on his shoulder. Pulp Fiction is fine, though. Thanks for asking.
I appreciate it. I was the second you ran in, I really thought that maybe the VCR had broken.
Let's go.
Okay. He kicks everyone out. There are some very disgruntled customers, but they all do leave. Clinton is a 16-year-old acne-bespeckled boy, but in the video store, his word is law.
Yeah.
And he runs out the back, grabs his bike, and you both start cycling towards the amusement park. Charlie, the car draws to a stop. You hear the front door of the car opening and the footsteps of the man walking around the back to the boot, which he pops open. And there you are, pretzeled in amongst boxes and boxes of amusement park ride harness straps. I told you, kid, not much point. and he grabs you sort of by the scruff of your collar and goes to sort of like pull you out of the boot.
Would I have had time as he was walking from...
You would have had about... You would have
Would I have time?
You would have had about 10 seconds.
Hold on, let me walk this through in my head. Yeah, I have time. So, as he's walking around, I'm going to open my backpack.
Okay.
I'm going to take out the bottle of Crystal Pepsi we bought earlier.
Yep.
And I'm going to shake it up violently.
Okay.
And then as he goes to reach for me, I go, yeah, and open the Pepsi and spray it in his face with the power of effervescence.
Like a bottle of champagne.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, this is not really something they have a mechanic for.
What?
This is going to be, I'm sorry, Jess, you're going to be mad at me.
Okay.
This is going to be a brawn check for you for how well you've shaken the bottle of Pepsi. And that is going to determine how big of a spray you're going to let go and what his DC is for this flight roll to dodge your spray of Pepsi.
I'm setting the DC.
I do, a part of me really wants this to succeed. I don't know how much it will.
Because I've already drunk some of it as well, and then you can never quite get it as fizzy.
3. Alrighty. You shake that bottle as well as you can in this small little space. You hear that slosh of empty air in the bottle that you know is killing your dreams as you shake. He rolls a D6 for flight.
So
he has no plus to this roll.
Okay.
He rolls a 2. And
a limp spray.
As lackluster as that spray of Pepsi is, you release it at that perfect moment as he leans down into your space. And by some magic moment of serendipity, that spray of Pepsi gets right up his left nostril and immediately into his sinuses. And he falls back coughing and spluttering with that awful, sticky, fizzy, brain-boggling feeling of soft drink right up your nose and starts to cough and retch. What are you doing?
Ha! Showed you! And I jump out and I book it.
Okay.
I assume in. Like, I have like a second to look at what I'm looking at, and I assume we're probably near a gate, and I'm going in, not out.
Okay, so you're not trying to leave the amusement park, you're trying to go deeper into it.
I feel like I can lose him in the amusement park, whereas if I go out the gate, it's just open.
Brilliant.
I do have a D20 in brains.
Yes. You jump out and start to run. What you see in the immediate, you have just come through the gate and you've pulled up near a sort of shipping container transportable. You see a few of them around because scattered throughout this amusement park is construction gear, tarps, fencing. You see an old carousel and an old Ferris wheel back from when this used to be the county fairgrounds for this area. You see that there is half of a roller coaster that has started to be constructed right at the back of the grounds, and it sort of wraps around that back fence. In the center of the grounds is a large, almost circus tent-ish shape, but it is covered in a tarp so you cannot see into it. A couple of these transportable rooms are lit up with a soft yellow glow, but the rest of the amusement park is covered in the now darkness of the evening having fallen. There are plenty of places to duck and hide, plenty of places where you will be lost in the shadow.
Yep.
Can you make me a flight roll as you go to hide yourself? Where, just out of interest, what do you run towards?
I think I'm starting by going towards the carousel.
Okay.
Because I feel like I can, if nothing else, do the one person on one side of the table, one on the other, just move the same direction as them.
Absolutely.
It was almost a 1, but then it rolled back and it's a 9.
Well, his was a 1. Actually,
baby.
He just failed by more than 5. I'm going to play it this way. You can either tell me one extra bad thing that happens to him as he tries to chase you, or one extra good thing that happens to you as you try to escape.
As I'm trying to escape, I make it far enough ahead of him that I'm able to jog for a second and pick up that across my path as I'm running are drag marks of a very large individual. Would that be accurate?
That is completely accurate.
Great.
And you see that they are leading to the large structure right in the center of this amusement park that
Excellent.
you cannot see into.
And I book it.
Still to the carousel?
I think I'm going to weave around the carousel to lose him and then make my way towards the big top.
Okay, brilliant. You weave around the carousel and we cut back to Bas.
Does Clinton have a bike?
Yes, you both cycled. You push those pedals as fast as you both can. You take as many sort of shortcuts as you can between buildings, skipping through to get to the amusement park grounds. As you pull up, you see exactly what I described to Jess. You see the sedan with the boot open, but there is no one around it right now. There is only the one gate, so you will have, if you're heading to the entrance, you will have pulled up at the same gate that Charlie came to.
This is the sedan. And I throw my bike on the ground and I start to look around, and I'd really like to try and see if I see either of the men, or I see Charlie, or I see any indications of what might be happening. Or any drag marks on the ground.
Absolutely. Clint gets off his bike a little more carefully, but does follow you into the space. I'll let this be a great roll for sure.
Can it be a different roll?
Nope.
Okay. So that's a 3.
On a D20.
All right. To throw you a bone, Clint will also roll grit.
But I'll take the
You'll take the
fail.
adversity token. Yeah.
I'm gonna need him.
Oh, Clint rolled a 1.
Good.
You do not notice anything more than you notice initially, which is sort of those main features of the amusement park and those small glowing lights in the different transportable rooms. There are like shadows across a couple of them. There are people here that are working and doing things.
Okay. Are there keys in the sedan?
You head up. I'll say this is a 50-50 highs or lows. Whether or not it was that muscle memory of grabbing the keys as you get out of the car or whether he was too distracted to do it.
I'm going to leave it to you, Jess, because it's your scene where he would have lost the keys.
Highs.
Okay. You sneak around the car, but you do not see any keys. You do see a boot full of seatbelts.
I told you. It was just like stick of seatbelts.
Wow, this thing really goes all the way to the top.
I know. Clinton,
Yeah.
don't judge me. And I'd like to go and I'd like to find some kind of implement like that's around from the build site, like a crowbar or something like that.
Oh, like you have a crowbar? Absolutely.
Hammer, whatever. And
This is a construction site.
Great. And I'd like to walk up and I'd like to, with all of my 10-year-old strength, slam it into a tire to try and burst a tire so the car can't get away.
Okay.
Could have picked anything. I find a knife. I find a screwdriver. No.
Roll me brawn.
I'm going to blunt force trauma.
This is, I imagine it's that pointed end of the crowbar that has more ability to pierce. I will say this is going to be difficulty 5 because you have picked up a weapon. Oh, no.
Good.
It's okay. It's
You
not
didn't
important.
fail by more than 5.
No, I did it, but it's not important.
You jab that crowbar into the tire. You're trying to hit it on the pointed bit of the crowbar, but that pointed bit does fall into a curve and you just angle it wrong, and so it's the curve of the crowbar and not the point that hits the wheel, and it bounces and you are thrown fully onto your back.
Okay, maybe this was a bad idea.
I think we should keep the crowbar though.
Okay.
If there are people who kidnap children around here, I'd like to have a weapon. And he's going to go and search, and he grabs a wrench from a toolbox.
Okay, great. And I think that I'm going to probably see the big thing in the middle.
Yes.
So that's okay. Should we start there? It all looks pretty abandoned except for the rooms. So I want to move away from those.
Sure. We'll and Clinton is just going to sneak over and is going to, when you're trying to be sneaky and be cool and do it like you saw it in movies all at the same time, try and flit through the shadows.
Shoulder roll.
Absolutely.
Roll.
Really bad shoulder rolls in his video store polo shirt.
Yeah.
Just getting covered in dust.
Holding the wrench sideways.
Yeah. As he goes with you to get to the center. I'm going to get flight rolls because I assume we're trying to do this sneakily.
That's a 3.
Okay. We're actually going to leave that for a moment. Okay. Charlie, you scope around the edge of the carousel and you can see a straight shot to this big top-esque tent.
Excellent. I'm going to shoulder roll up towards up towards the tent, and I'm going to land with my back against it and not really lean on it because it's canvas, but sort of do the whole my back's to it, and then I turn my head to the side and I want to listen to see if I can hear anything inside.
Brilliant. Make me a flight roll as you sneak through open area to get to
8, baby.
8. So yes, you roll up, you get your back to the tent, you listen, and you hear a very melancholy sighing coming from inside the tent.
I want to really, really concentrate here because this could be my friend Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But it could also be the squonk that I've been waiting for because that's what they do. They sit down and they cry.
Okay.
And I would take very different approaches to the two of them.
Okay.
So I want to make sure.
Yeah, roll me brains. Difficulty 5. It's not hard. 15. Yes, this is your friend Bigfoot. There is something about the timbre of this sighing that tells you that it is resonating through a large set of lungs attached to a big, burly, hairy guy with super, super large feet.
And it's just him that I hear?
At the moment, yes.
Great. I'm going to wriggle under the canvas.
All right. You wriggle under the canvas. You are in the shell of a big top tent. There is still a lot of sort of crates, boxes, construction things around.
Scaffolding.
But right in the center of it is a golden gilded cage with a large sign at the bottom that says, yes, it's the real Bigfoot.
You heard it right, folks.
Can I ask about the punctuation on that? Is it yes, full stop? Yes. Exclamation mark?
Okay. It's the real Bigfoot, another exclamation mark.
Nice.
Yeah.
You think it's a little heavy on the exclamation marks.
It's all in italics as well. And you're like, well, if you're going to put it all in italics, what's the point of doing it at all?
And in that gilded golden cage sits a very sad looking Bigfoot. He has not yet noticed you.
Because I'm so sneaky.
Because he is so involved in his own self-misery.
And because I'm so sneaky. Okay, cool. I take a quick look around. I can't see anyone else in the space at the moment.
Not right now.
I'm going to shoulder roll my way up to the cage.
You do so. And on your last shoulder roll, Bigfoot's head flicks up. Oh, Charlie.
Clive, I'm here to bust you out.
Oh, okay. That's nice. I don't know how you're going to do that.
How'd you get caught?
Some guys showed up. And they grabbed me, and they had a tranquilizer. I think, is that what it's called? With the dart, and it goes, and then
God. This is just like that movie that Bash is always going on about. She's all seatbelts or something.
Secret seatbelts. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like a seatbelt conspiracy up in here. I'm surprised they don't have a cage.
A lot of seatbelts?
Yeah, man.
Okay, that is strange.
They were gonna tie me up with them and stuff. All right. I look, is there a lock on the cage or?
There is a comically large padlock on the door to this cage. So the kind of padlock you only see in a cartoon, comically large padlock on this cage. You think the key for it is this big.
Yeah, good audio podcast medium.
Sorry.
We should be filming this episode.
It's a foot long.
It's a foot long. Hey.
Actually, a really
you think
big
if you got a Subway sub and jammed it in there, you could probably.
Yeah, I look in my bag for a second sandwich and I don't have one.
Don't have one.
Okay, this is maybe too much, Jess.
Okay.
But knowing that this is a presentation, this is a theater that we're in right now. He's going to be presented in the center of the stage.
Yes.
There's clearly a trap door where they're going to bring him up from underneath. I'd like to see if I can spot it.
Okay.
They're not just going to have people walking into the space with Bigfoot already there. He's going to rise like Britney Spears or the 95 equivalent of Britney Spears.
All right. Roll me.
Seal.
I'll compare you to a kiss from a rose on the rain. Roll me brains. Difficulty 15.
7. I start digging.
Take your adversity. Take your adversity token. That is a failure by more than 5.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie, you find that initial trapdoor that would sort of lead you to the tunnel that would then have the rise up. But as you find it, you trip and fall down into its pit, and you hear a crunch of your ankle as you hit the ground.
I try not to cry.
Ouch.
It's failures by more than 5 are big deals in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Broken ankle at the bottom of a pit.
At the bottom of the pit.
What do I roll not to scream as I break my ankle?
That would be grit.
Yeah.
That's grit, baby.
8. That's a
8.
blow up.
It explodes.
Woo! 10 total.
Okay.
I heal my ankle through the power of how tough I am.
You grit your teeth and you hold in your scream. Your ankle is at the very least fractured. Mm-hmm. It is going to be very, very hard to walk on this ankle. You look up, the top of the pit is a good 6 feet above you, if not a little bit more. And you kind of realize that, hey, they've got to get Bigfoot to fit in this tunnel.
Yeah.
It's going to be tall. It's going to be deep. You do see the rungs of a ladder that would lead you back up out that you didn't climb down because you tripped over. So there is a way out of here. There is a way deeper in that you think will get you underneath where Bigfoot is. But your ankle is broken.
Oh, boy. Yeah, this isn't great. I'm down here anyway. I might as well look around. I'm going to head towards the center mechanism and I'm going to see if there's any switches or if there's like they've left a key down here or like how they would move, where they would take him from this point, basically.
Yeah. Roll me another brains check.
16.
16. Beautiful. Yes. So you walk deeper in and you come into sort of a wider room space directly under that cage.
Green room.
There is a sort of platform mechanism that you can see with a switch that would raise it up and down. The switch requires a key. The key is not in the switch. You also look up and see sort of the trapdoor that would have to be open for that mechanism to work. There is another comically large padlock on it because they don't want Bigfoot using it to escape right now.
Yeah.
But you see a couple of like cannon type looking things that you're like, oh, pyrotechnics. There is in each of those little sort of pyrotechnics cannons, there is like one load of pyrotechnics that could go off because a 16 is an amazing roll and I do want to give you something here because I just broke your ankle.
I appreciate it.
I will say as you are fiddling around in this space, Bas, you and Clinton arrive at the big top tent.
Mr. Foot. Hello. Mr. Foot, are you there?
Are you walking inside or are you waiting for a response?
I'm kind of, like as I'm walking around and kind of, I check inside to see if there's anybody there and then go in.
You poke your head through sort of a flap in the tarp and you see Bigfoot sitting in the middle of this gilded cage.
Oh, Bas. Charlie's here.
Charlie's here.
Yeah, Charlie. I don't know. She just walked away a second ago.
Okay.
But she's around.
Did she
How are you?
Great. You don't look so good.
Yeah, I'm in this cage.
Did she have this like big muscular bald guy with her?
No, big bald guy.
That's a good sign. This is my friend Clinton.
Clinton is just kind of standing there looking very dumbfounded. Bas, is this, I mean, I know Tarantino can do some pretty amazing things with practical effects, but this kind of looks real.
He goes by Clive.
Okay, weird name. But Clinton.
Okay, Clinton.
Clinton. Do you walk further in?
I do.
Okay, you and Clinton head in. You see the cage. You see Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. I will say, Charlie, you have heard the echo of these voices down the tunnel. So you do know that there are people here. I don't know if you would recognize the voices, but I think you would hear that there are voices in this space.
Cool.
So, Charlie was going to see if she could, break me out, jailbreak kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds good. Can I just, I'm going to get the big picture here, right?
Yeah.
If we get, what's the end goal here? Like, we're going to get you out. Are these people just going to catch you again? Are you going to, like, go to ground?
I was probably planning on staying with a friend until this whole thing blows over.
Okay.
The Jersey Devils got a pretty good deal going on. Thought I'd maybe crash at his pad.
All right. I'm going to lift up my crowbar and have a go at the padlock.
Okay. This is going to be brawn again. Difficulty 12.
That's a 6 on the die. And I'm going
with
to spend
6 adversity tokens.
to make it a 12.
Wow, all that failure was worth
Oh,
it.
that's juicy.
Wow.
To hopefully break the padlock.
I mean, yeah, that's the DC. You jam that crowbar into that padlock with all your little 10-year-old might, and you just hit that perfect weak point in the metal, and it clicks open. It does make a large sound of metal on metal scraping and cracking. Charlie, you absolutely hear this.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to sneak my way up the ladder at this point because
Okay.
I don't know who's up there.
Yeah.
But one-legged.
Okay. I'm actually going to say that this is going to be brawn because you're down a leg to get yourself up and out. Not super high. I would say difficulty 5. 2. You're not stuck. You're just going slower than you would like to be.
Yeah.
So
You're
you're
not
just
stuck.
Yeah, you're not stuck.
not.
You're just going slower.
Just taking
than you,
a break.
Yeah. You get 2 rungs up and you need a minute.
Yep.
You just hit your ankle wrong, your bad
Yep.
ankle wrong against the wall, and you just have to grit your teeth and take a moment as that wave of nausea rolls over you. Bass, you break that padlock. The door swings open. Bigfoot looks very surprised, as does Clinton. Clinton sort of taps you on the back. Didn't know you had that in you, Bass. And as this all happens, you hear the flapping of canvas and the crunching of footsteps. You failed that flight roll earlier.
Yeah.
And you turn. There are 4 tall men in those same suits. You do recognize the man driving the car earlier. You see a very red-faced Sal who has presumably run all the way back here. And in the middle, you see a very stiff-looking man.
Is this Mr. Hammett?
This is, you assume, Mr. Hammett. He has, again, a pinstripe suit, large shoulders, big garish tie, pocket square, and a large fedora that is tipped over so you can only see the bottom of his smile and his chin as he stands backlit in now the open flaps of this tent. What do you think you're doing, kid?
I'd like to kind of like go in and grab Bigfoot to pull Clive out of the cage.
You see he sort of tips up his head and looks at Clive. I don't think Clive wants to leave. And Bigfoot holds for a moment and then says,
No, you're right.
and he steps himself back into the cage and sits back down.
Mr. Foot, what are you doing?
I think I'm just probably gonna sit here.
What do you mean sit here? We came out to save you.
Oh no, I think I'm just probably gonna sit here. It's okay. I don't mind it that much.
you're gonna sit here?
You hear behind you the shuffling as the 4 goons start to spread out a little bit to cover more exits. And you hear the crunch of footfall as Mr. Hammett starts to walk up behind you. Gotta say, kid, got a lot of nerve showing up here.
I'm still looking at Clive. Mr. Foot, I came all the way out here for you. I'm 10 years old.
Bigfoot,
My friend got put into a car for you and you're just sitting there?
oh, you're with the girl that got away.
Charlie gets so excited. And hearing herself described as the one who got away.
I will say, Charlie, at this point, you are at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, I'm staying just out of sight,
Yeah.
but I'm ready.
Great.
Okay, I would like to rush at Clive and point the pointy end of my crowbar at his neck.
Okay.
If I can't take Mr. Foot with me, then nobody can have him. You let us leave here or he gets it.
I'm imagining the height difference.
It's really
Full
like
extension.
full
He's sitting
extension.
down. He's sitting down.
This is true.
That's true.
You think you're a big man, but no. I am the hero who's going to save the day, which is the exact speech from Sick or Seatbelt. I'm putting it verbatim.
All right. I will let you choose whether this is charm or brawn.
It's got to be brawn because my charm is a
Okay.
D4.
You know what? We'll make this contested. We'll have him roll his grit against your brawn. Is it a 1?
It's a 1. Thanks for coming, Nathan. Yeah.
Great to have you.
And that's a wrap on Nathan Cotcher, everybody.
Cool.
Hey, look, he could roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and it would still not be a catastrophic failure on
Yeah,
your
he might
end.
not kill you.
Okay, yeah. So he did roll a 12.
Yeah.
Actually, that is not your failure by more than 5. That is his success by more than 5. So something extra good gets to happen to him right now. So I will say...
Put your headphones
I don't want to play this game anymore.
Aww.
As you have been saying this, the goons have been creeping in closer and closer. They haven't seen you, Charlie. You walked into the cage to threaten Bigfoot.
Yeah, I know. That's why I tried to pull him out.
As you finish your speech, Mr. Hammett very jerkily sort of points up at one of the goons off to the side, and he grabs Clinton and throws him into the cage with you. The other one slams the door shut. You fully broke the padlock, but they do both slam up the door and they are now blocking your exit completely. Mr. Hammett steps, again, very jerkily towards you. He's almost walking.
Is everybody robots?
Like a robot. It does look very robot-like.
Oh my God.
You don't know if he's a robot, but he's walking
Clive a
very
robot?
robot-like.
What's going on?
It's all robots.
Yeah.
Robots all the way down.
He steps up to the front of the cage. You don't want to do that, kid. You see, Forest View is nothing without Bigfoot. He's the bread and butter of this town. Without him, you're not even on the map. What I'm trying to do here is make you even bigger. If Forest View is the town that actually has Bigfoot, what do you think that's going to do to tourism, to your economy? You're going to be hustling, you're going to be bustling, everyone's going to want to come to Forest View to see the mighty Bigfoot. Your town is going to be one of the most famous places in America, and you want to kill him? I don't think so.
I just dropped down on my knees. The crowbar falls out of my hands. And I fall down on my face and start slamming my fist on the ground. But I don't got it. He was supposed to get out. No. You're not supposed to win like this.
Oh my God.
You know what?
Roll a charm check.
Just roll grit.
What for? Why am I rolling grit?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
I've clearly had a breakdown.
Did you explode?
I did explode on my D20.
Oh my God.
What is that number?
It's a 33. A 33 on grit as I'm on the ground.
What happens is this. Because this is the most insane roll in the game.
Straight up
From
insane.
low lows to high highs. You have this tantrum, Bas, this pure childhood. It's been a long day. It's been probably one of the worst days in your life in a way.
My dad died.
Yeah, today. All of that energy pours out of you. And next to you, Bigfoot shakes his head and snaps out of whatever strange spell he was under. He stands up, grabs the crowbar that you have dropped, and we're going to make a brawn check.
Yes. Yes, Bigfoot. You were
This is
so
Kids on Bikes,
pathetic.
baby.
You're so pathetic
wild.
that you
You're his
broke
friend.
it.
He likes you, and you're in such emotional distress that you broke whatever charm he is under.
You don't need to justify it to me. It's fine. Oh my God.
Yep. It's not a super high roll for Bigfoot, but he gets a +2, and it is definitely enough to break down this door. And he lifts the crowbar and he thwacks Mr. Hammett across the face.
And his head flies off because
And
he's a robot.
You all see the head of Mr. Hammett, the latex skin of the neck rip, and the crowbar cuts through a metal framing that was his neck as his head flies and scatters across the ground. You see all of the goons turn and look horrified and baffled and so confused. They did not know this about their employer. And this is the bit where I think I'm either going to lose you or you're going to love it.
Okay.
Is there a tiny little cryptid inside?
Out of the neck flies a pure black with striking red eyes,
Yes.
10-inch
Yes.
moth into the air.
Tiny Mothman! I knew it! Yes!
I've caught Jess. I've lost Nathan.
Tiny Mothman?
Tiny Mothman.
Tiny Mothman!
What?
And he flits in an asymmetrical flutter up into the air. He's a moth!
This is so good.
You see
Tiny
Bigfoot.
Mothman!
You see Bigfoot reel back and look at this minuscule Mothman.
Melvin?
Yes! Melvin!
Mothman is sort of side to side, fluttering. Hey,
Yeah!
Clive, how you doing? And just sort of, as much as a moth can look awkward, looks very, very awkward. Are you doing anything in this moment?
He's your CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna get written up for this, Melvin.
Melvin, this is your direct line manager.
And you know what, kid? He's been CEO for years.
That's how CEOs work.
Yeah, and I think it's time for a change in management.
I jump up out of the trap door. It wasn't a trap door. I jump up out of the hole.
Yeah,
And crumble to the ground.
I just keep forgetting that I broke your ankle. I'm so sorry.
That's so wild.
It's so bad. I'll change my phrasing.
Yeah.
I hop up out of the hole.
Yes.
Standing perfectly balanced on one leg.
Yeah.
And I look and I say, "Hey, Mothman."
What?
I couldn't think of a cool line.
No!
Charlie goes, you know how Marsh are like drawn to flame and stuff, and I shoot a firework up at the ceiling.
At the ceiling of this big top made out of fabric?
Because it's going to set it on fire and he's going to fly towards the flame because he's a moth.
Oh, I set fire
To the tent.
All right. Okay.
the moth that flies to it.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I'm going to say,
You can push back because the idea that they would be using a firework as a pyrotechnic in an indoor show is wild.
Says the stage manager.
I shoot cold sparks. What do you want from me?
you are going to roll me
Yeah.
a brains check
Oh, good.
to make this pyrotechnic go off the way that you want it to, because you're right, it's not a firework.
Yeah.
So you are going to have to, like, in the moment, finagle this thing.
I have been thinking for the last 20 minutes of like, can I make like a tech check to like,
Yeah.
mod this?
So essentially, that's what you're doing
Great.
in the moment. This is, I'm sorry, Jess, this is so mean because this is
Gonna break my other
it's
ankle?
a full, it's full pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
And you're a 14-year-old. Do you work with pyrotechnics?
No, but I like
No.
fire.
So this is going to be a DC 17.
Yep, I got it. Natural 20! What? Yes! Woo! Woo!
Yes!
Yes!
How have both of you exploded on your 20 at the most narratively amazing moments
can't
possible?
Believe it. Plus 15, that's a 35.
Yeah, okay.
Holy moly.
Oh, yeah.
Just tell me what happens.
Okay.
Just straight up, you are the GM for the next 2 minutes.
Take the laptop.
Tell me what happens.
Okay, since I rolled so high,
Yes.
now we're getting into real goofy territory.
Oh, yeah,
So,
baby. Let's go.
I fumble the speech.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel so horrible about it.
Yeah. And Mothman looks so smug. You have now lowered yourself to less than a threat. He starts to turn away from you before you've even stopped talking.
This is the first cryptid that I've believed in,
Yes.
that I've met, and he doesn't respect me.
No.
But I've been typing blog posts for years. I've got those quick fingers, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And so I open up a hatch on the side of the pyrotechnic and I hack it. And quickly,
I'm in.
and I hack this pyrotechnic. And what was supposed to be cold sparks instead coalesces into a ball of energy that flies clockwise around the cage, catching all of the goons on its way. They all fall to their backs. The cage door flies open. The Mothman...
The cage door's already open, babe.
It flies off the handles, crashing to the ground. The Mothman, eyes lit by this, pupils dilated, watching it go around, and the firework then climbs into the top of the building, setting the very peak on fire with a huge bang. Explodes directly on the top of the building.
Alrighty. This firework whizzes around like a Catherine wheel through the air, defying all laws of physics in this one perfect moment.
It's a heat-seeking firework.
Catches the tips of these large, comically big shoulder pads on every single goon, whizzes up through the air and lights the tarp at the very top of this big top tent. It immediately starts to catch and burn. The fire starts to flow across the top of the tent. The light of the fire blows everything out of proportion, and as it does, you see the shadow of Mothman fall across the ground, 6 or 7 feet tall.
Oh, yeah.
It also flies out across every side of this big top tent. There are, it looks like a good 10 Mothman in this space around you. And he flies up. He is going to roll grit to resist the lure of this flame.
What's the DC?
His DC is going to be what your DC was to make the pyrotechnic work. This is also a 17.
Right.
He rolls a 10. Even with his +1 to grit, that is not enough.
Failure by more than 5.
In fact, it is a failure by more than 5. You see his red eyes light up in the flame. Hey, baby. You're looking fine tonight. And he starts fluttering up towards it. Haven't seen you around these parts before. You got a number? And it just keeps flying up and up and up, badly flirting with this flame as it leaks closer and closer. Ooh, baby, you're smoking hot. Ooh, no, baby, stop, no.
Oh, no.
As he flies into the flame, and in a very Disney movie-esque death, the camera pans out and you see all the shadows of Mothman disappear as he flies into the fire and vanishes.
Charlie starts crying. Oh my God, I killed Mothman.
Yeah, I mean, Melvin wasn't really that nice anyway.
Okay. Was Melvin the one that, killed all those people on Point Pleasant?
Yeah, that was Melvin.
That makes me feel a little bit better. Let's get out of here.
The fire is spreading. All of the goons have done their stop, drop, and roll and have just started legging it. They do not care about any of you. Their boss turned out to be a 10-inch sized moth.
A Mothman mech.
And they are running away.
Okay, Charlie takes a couple of steps and then, is really struggling to get out of there because she has a broken ankle.
Clive turns and looks at you.
Charlie, are you okay?
No, I broke my ankle. What do you want from me?
He runs up, scoops you into his arms, and starts running out, just carrying you. I'm going to need flight from Bas, DC 7.
Okay. All right, that explodes.
Nice.
And so it's 10 overall.
Nice. This is Clinton.
Oh, good.
That was pretty low from Clinton. And Bigfoot makes it.
Okay.
Bigfoot carrying you, Charlie, and Bas. You all run and escape out of this tent. You see Clinton is trying to follow you, but as he is running, trips over his own feet and just slides across the dirt. As you see the top beams of this big top are starting to fall as the fire damage gets too great. What are you doing?
I'd like to rush back.
Yep.
I'd like to kneel down.
Go on without me.
I mean, I'm going to try and morally encourage him.
Yep.
Come on. We got to go. You can do it.
All right. You are going to roll charm. We are going to add whatever you roll to his next flight roll.
Okay. 2.
Yep.
2.
I would love to hold something if this doesn't work.
Okay, absolutely.
I'm
Got
watching
something
this
ready?
interaction. I've got something ready.
That was a 4 total, so he's not failed by more than 5. So he would need adversity tokens from you and from Charlie.
Yeah,
for
am
this
I
to
able
work
to
right now.
assist in this
If you want to, yeah.
I've just done something crazy.
Yes,
I'm going to do another crazy thing. I still have the bear trap.
you do. I don't know where you're going with this, but you definitely still have the bear trap.
I see them running, and
Yes.
I'm like fireman carry over Bigfoot's back,
Yes.
so I'm looking back towards
Yeah.
them, and I can see that they're not going to make it. There's
Yes.
a beam falling.
About to fall.
About to
Yes.
fall. I throw the bear trap to split the beam and stop it from falling on them.
Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a fight roll.
Okay. Will this be to be able to add on to their roll, or will this directly add on to their roll?
You will roll fight, and it will add on to that roll that they just made.
6.
Alrighty. You
So stupid.
you throw your bear trap through the air. It makes a perfect arc, and it hits teeth open exactly on the beam and slams down.
Yeah, it chomps. Yeah.
And chomps down onto the beam of wood, splitting it into, allowing those beams to break their trajectory enough that they miss Clinton and Bas by inches as they make their way out of the tent, as the whole thing just folds in on itself and goes up in flame. And at this moment, you hear
Extra fudge, split.
as police cars start to drive towards the amusement park. Very soon afterwards, the fire brigade comes through as well. Calling 911 is somewhat effective. There are a few moments of confusion as these police cars draw up and they see a strange figure backlit by the firelight, but Bigfoot just sort of looks at you all, nods, and vanishes off into the shadows. It is a week later. The rumors at school have gone wild. Bigfoot. Was he real? Did it really happen? The three of you, Bas, Charlie, and Clinton, have closed ranks. You are not telling anybody about this thing that occurred to you. But your popularity has gone up. There have been whispers. Everyone wants to know what happened that night before school started back up. It is a week later. Your parents are once more at book club. Bas, you have been dropped off at Charlie's. Your father's room has been slightly put back together. You're still grounded.
so
You're
grounded.
so grounded.
Even though I got kidnapped, I'm still grounded.
Yeah. But you are sat in the backyard looking out into the forest. What has it been like for these two in this sort of week since everything's gone down?
I've had a moment to bring myself together after my moment.
Yes.
Probably lost some cred with Charlie. And I really think about the moments that have happened and the exciting and cinematic nature of what's been happening. And I go, wow, this would be a great film.
Yes.
And so I start to put together a film treatment. And it took me like 2 days after the event. And so I'm kind of just holding a manila envelope with Mr. Quentin Tarantino's address on the front.
Incredible.
And I brought it because I want Charlie to give the final okay about whether or not Mr. Tarantino is allowed to see the story. Also enclosed in the envelope are the photos.
Aww.
With a really big A4 print of the one of Charlie flipping over the bike
Yeah, thank you. Good.
to be signed
Yeah.
and returned.
Oh, yeah.
I think you hold it up to hand over and I hand you a manila envelope back.
Yeah.
That has in it one fully completed manifesto on why Mothman couldn't possibly be real. Mm-hmm. And the plans for an anthology Warrior Cat style series of each of the cryptids. Mm-hmm. And it's addressed to Clive Bigfoot at the headquarters with my resume attached. I want to be their new marketing manager. You know, they've gained way too much publicity.
Oh, yeah.
Bigfoot especially. They need to learn how to use this ever-changing technological world to their advantage and instead fight fire with fire and come back of like, you know, some people show proof that this is, you know, proof that Bigfoot could be real, and we shoot back directly with all of the reasons why he couldn't possibly be real, but for all of the cryptids so that they can be safer in society.
Well, I guess we're at odds then.
I hold up my hand for a handshake. May the best person do the... Yeah. I mean, it's a good script, kid.
I'm going to rip my manila envelope in half. Throw it in the bin.
But Mr. Tarantino...
I mean, let's be real. Your thing is way more likely to happen than mine. This doesn't seem like Tarantino's speed.
I don't think he could pull it off as well as you could.
We'll see.
As you are talking, you hear a rustling, and you both look over to the tree line that sits at the back of your property, Charlie, and you see a very large head poke out from between two tree trunks.
Hey, I think I left my wallet here.
And we fade to black.
Yay! Credits roll.
Credits roll, baby.
Seals kissed by a rose place.
Da 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 da.
You've been listening to Best Left Forgotten. You can find and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Best Left Podcast and on our Best Left Forgotten Facebook page where we post updates, info, and additional content. Music by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Full song list and additional artists can be found in the episode description. Cover art by Caddy Wampus, who can be found on Fiverr. Thanks to Jess Wolfendale, our editor, Miriam Feats, our social media manager, and Nathan Quadro, our producer. If you enjoyed our podcast today, please leave a review and tell your friends.